Today's a historic day for Bitcoin and digital assets. Senator Lummis and Senator Gillibrand coming together to launch a brand new piece of legislation that'll bring these digital assets into the traditional financial system and create regulatory clarity. Now, of course, there's many people debating what the regulation should be, but very few people have put forward a plan. One of the key pieces to this legislation is that it's a bipartisan effort. It brings Republicans and Democrats together and says we, as the United States, must continue to be a leader in the global financial system. If we want to be the capital of the financial system, then we have to embrace this technology and we have to be a leader, both from an innovation standpoint, an economic prosperity, a job creation, and a financial market aspect. Now, here's exactly what the two senators were saying on CNBC this morning.
Fidelity, the largest 401k manager in the country, announced that they were going to offer Bitcoin to users or to consumers. The Labor Department came out and said this is a terrible idea. What do you think?
I think the Labor Department's wrong. I think it's a wonderful idea. It should be part of a diversified asset allocation, and it should be on the end of the spectrum of a store of value. Obviously, if you have a fully diversified asset allocation, you have some assets that you want to produce income in the short run. You also want some assets that are just a store of value. And I think that's where Bitcoin really shines. I think it's some of the hardest money that's ever been created in the world. And for that reason, it belongs as a slice of a diversified asset allocation for retirement funds.
No, I agree. And that's why this piece of legislation is so important and why it's so timely. Once you create basic infrastructure around these types of digital assets, where there are disclosure requirements, where they have a regulator, where there's full transparency, that is going to create the safety and soundness in the market that will give other people comfort that this is a market that is here to stay. It's one that is properly regulated and one that has oversight and accountability. And that's what this legislation is going to do.
It's awesome to hear two senators coming together from opposite sides of the aisle and saying this technology, it's important. We need to be the leader and we have to have clear regulatory framework. Seeing both Republicans and Democrats come together is exactly what we need more of in America. Kudos to Senator Lummis and Senator Gillibrand, both of them leading from the front and saying Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, they're here to stay and the United States wants to be a leader. Hopefully, many of their colleagues will start to follow.